Hello, this is Podcasting in 3 Easy Steps with me, Juliana.
And me, Susie. We've spent years creating award-winning podcasts, and now we want to share what we've learned with you to help you get your podcast out of your head and into the ears of your audience.
In each short episode, we'll give you 3 simple steps to create and market an awesome podcast that your listeners will enjoy.
We're passionate about podcasting and the power it has to connect with your clients and community and transform your business. Hi, it's Susie and welcome back to Podcasting in 3 Easy Steps. So today I want to chat to you all about how to stay motivated with your podcast. You might have noticed we've had a couple of weeks off our podcast. It coincided with the Easter holidays here in the UK, and I think like most people we were ready to take a break, and there's definitely nothing wrong with taking a break from your podcast. It gives us everything that we need, a fresh mind, you come back to it feeling maybe more enthusiastic hopefully, and that motivation to keep on creating content that will help your audience. But if you've been struggling to get motivated with your podcast, maybe you've taken a break for a little bit longer than you expected, or maybe you've got podcast plans that you just keep putting off. Here are 3 easy steps to getting your motivation back that certainly helped me, and I hope that they'll help you too. First of all, your why. Why are you doing this? You need to kind of hone in on that and rediscover it. What do you want to tell people? What do you want to share with people? And why are you doing it? It's the most important thing. It's the reason why we all create the podcasts we do, write articles we do the work we do. What is your reason for doing it? The other thing is how does your podcast help people? Write down all the reasons. I would suggest getting a piece of paper, getting your pen out and just say why in the middle of your piece of paper, and then kind of spider graph off that and write all the reasons why. I think it just really helps to kind of mind map those reasons, and also once you've got those reasons all written down, put them somewhere prominent so you can keep referring back to why you're doing what you're doing. Focusing on how your podcast helps people is really important too, because that will keep you producing content, even if it's just a matter of, like in this episode, getting people to feel motivated again and wanting to create. It's natural that we all kind of dip in our enthusiasm for things, and it's normally just telling us we need a break. And breaks are really good because they make us feel refreshed and give us time out and recharge our batteries. Also gives us a chance to kind of listen to other things, read other articles, read new books. Find new ways of expressing ourselves and new ideas. They come to you at all different times, and I would certainly suggest having your notes function on your phone to just jot down those ideas as they come to you. But so find your why. It's really important to get you back to feeling motivated to create. Number 2 is have a plan. If I know that I've got to do something, and I tend to use Trello boards, so I have a list of things that I need to do, either whether it's production or for our newsletter or for social media, whatever it is, I have that list to help me focus on what needs to happen that week to keep our business going and to keep sharing, especially with this podcast as well. So I have a list of things that I need to do this week to hit that. And if you have a plan, it really helps you. So have a deadline of when you need to do things by, have your weekly planner of things that you need to do that week to get your podcast up and running and to get your podcast out there every week. And the other thing is, if you haven't launched your podcast yet, get your launch date in the plan, and that will really help you focus on when you need to do things for that launch date to happen. So number 2 is have a plan. It will help you to stay motivated. Those goals are so important, aren't they? Otherwise we just kind of think, oh, I'll just miss it another week, or I can't be bothered, let's just put that back another month. Really try to have goals or plans that you aim to stick to. And the third easy step to getting your motivation back is to have other people around you. Have that accountability. I create this podcast with Jules at Rediscover Podcasts because I knew, frankly, if I was doing it just on my own, that would be hard on top of trying to run a business, have a family, move house, all the things that life throws at you. So actually working with somebody else really helps me. So I know that I'm accountable. I've just spoken to Jules on the phone and I said that I was creating this podcast for this week. And by doing that, I know that I have to now. So having that support group in place, or those people that can hold you to account, is really good. Who can you share that load with? If you want to start a podcast or you're already creating a podcast, can you have somebody to help you? You know, can you get somebody to guest on your podcast for a week or take over your podcast for a week? You know, how do you create that community around you? There are lots of communities out there of podcasters, and you know, tap into that community that helps and can support you. Obviously you can create your own community. When people come on our courses, we have a Facebook group where people can ask questions and talk to each other. When you're creating, especially on your own, it can be really hard. You feel like you're just talking to yourself, so certainly having that community around you can help you to feel motivated to produce your podcast. So thanks very much for listening. I know how hard it is to get your motivation back, especially when you've had a short break. I really hope that this podcast helps you to get started on your podcasting journey. And I really hope today's episodes helped you to feel motivated about restarting your podcast or even just getting out the next episode. Please share with anyone that you think might be interested and leave us a 5-star rating and a review in Apple. It really does help other people to find the podcast. Thanks. Bye.